have an open mind. And I want to go straight to this slide here. And it says, your mind hates change. So I'm going to share things with you tonight, and guess what? If you're in that depressed state, you're going to try and fight your case. The mind is like, I don't care if I'm going through depression. I don't want change. Because the mind has created a routine. So if you're experiencing anxiety, whatever it is that you're experiencing right now, the mind has created that environment. It hates change. And the purpose of tonight is I want to share the strategies. I want to strategically share my story, which is going to give you the strength to change your mind. Because what you're going through right now is all in your mind. Mental health is all in your mind. So first of all, guys, I just want to say, just write in the question box below. Why are you on tonight? I want to ask you that question. Why? What do you want to get from tonight? Why are you on? So just write in the question box below. Nobody else can see apart from me. Like, what do you want to get from tonight? So I'll wait a few minutes for the questions to pop up. So there's a question box at the bottom on your screen. So you just click that button, then write the questions below. Why? Okay. I want to find a way to get out of my depression, to build on my ongoing self journey. I had a feeling that I had to be on. I normally would not. I had to. Weird. That's the thing, is when you're going through depression, the last thing is you want is change. You want change, but there's just, when you're in that place, to get change is very hard. And this is what I want to share with you tonight, on how to get change so that you can completely transform your life. I've suffered with depression, anxiety far too long. I'm ready for change. Amazing. Amazing, amazing, amazing. So how it goes, guys, is I share my story first, because what allowed me to change my life was a story. Somebody else that could relate to what I was going through at the time. Nobody else, no doctor could relate to me, because they hadn't experienced what I was experiencing. It wasn't until I heard a story, and it changed everything. It changed my perception. So I want to share my story first, and I want to go deep into my story. So I want to bring my emotion into it. So if I cry, I cry, and I want to bring it out there. I want to bring my soul. I want you to feel the journey. I want you to know where I was to where I am right now. So my story. I was brought into this world by a 17-year-old single woman, who was my mum, who was addicted to drugs. By the age of 8, I was acting as the father to my 3 younger siblings, who were eventually separated, and we got into different foster homes. I was consistently bullied for my disheveled appearance, my situation at home, and not having a father in my life. Going through all of this resulted in a lot of anger and pain that I kept bottled up inside. Yet, even by the age of 13, I knew I wanted to be someone important, and use this struggle inside of me to do something good. I know deep down to the core of my calling in this life is to help others realize that they are capable of and achieve their goals. I came from a place of ache, like so many people do. And it is my ambition to show everyone that you can still attain your dream, no matter how humble your life may have been once been, or may still be. I am here to inspire others and to give them the tools they need to succeed. So I wrote that when I first ever shared my journey online. When I first ever shared my story over 5 years ago, I wrote that. I hated writing. My grammar was terrible. I was in a place where I just had to get my story out. And there is my family. And that picture on the right was when we were in foster care, and we'd have day visits. And this was the moment where if you see my sister, she's crying because this is the moment where we said goodbye. And then we had to go our separate ways. And as a child, being separated from your family, I wouldn't wish it, or I wouldn't want it on my worst enemy. It was something that really affected me, physically and emotionally. And the picture on your left was my mum, and she would have visits at a family centre every other month. And seeing my mum there, well, this is when she was probably at her worst. She was prostituting, using drugs. And I was in a place where I was beyond my age, so I'd worry. I couldn't sleep as a child much when I was in care because I'd worry about my mum. And this resulted in me bottling a lot of emotions, because if I bottled my emotions and I squashed my emotions down deep down, the pain would stop from worrying about my mum and what could happen. So as a child, just things I wrote down is I've been exposed to domestic abuse. So I witnessed my mum being abused by men in front of me. There was no father in my life, so I was the dad, the man of the house. My mother was addicted to drugs and alcohol. So as an 8-year-old child, I'd witnessed my mum with crack pipes. I witnessed my mum passed out. I witnessed my mum become someone who I didn't recognize. And as she was going through drugs, she was going through depression as well. And this is her way of blocking out her demons and losing herself from the reality that she was in. And foster care, I went into foster care as a child. I went from home to home, from different families, and got to experience what it felt like to be away from your family. Like I said before, my family were my everything. I was the man of the house, and I felt like it was my responsibility to keep us together, and I was the parent in my family. And tonight, guys, I want to go to the core of my story, and I want to bring my emotion with it, because this is the only way that I can connect to you. I need to go there. I really go there, so that you can understand and you can relate. Because I know there's people that are watching this right now. Because depression normally stems from situations that happen in your past that you don't deal with. And this was one stage. And I talk about like 3 stages in my life. The root cause. So the childhood of what happened as a childhood. I call this like the root causes. And then what happened, guys? When I was 13 years old, a miracle happened in my life. My mum put herself into rehab, and she got us together again as a family. And I think I was 12 years old, and we moved from Oxford, where everything happened, to Bristol, and no one knew my story. And I remember praying to God and just saying, God, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. This is my new life. And believing at the time that no one in Bristol was going to know my story, we could have a brand new life. And this is what I did. And I want to show you the next slide, because I want to show you the person that I became in impressing people and being insecure and filling that void. So this was the Warren stage that was before my depression. This is working up to my depression. So when I lived in Bristol, I was really good at impressing people. I became popular in school for someone I didn't recognize, someone who I was trying to be. All I seeked was approval and to be normal and to fit in and acceptance and for people to notice me. So I went down avenues where I would use my appearance to get attention from the opposite sex. And that for me was my significance, that, oh, I'm someone. Notice me, people are noticing me. And I didn't know at the time, in this stage, this was my life. It was like, wow, weekends, going out partying was everything to me. I couldn't think of anything else. Like, that was my life, and I enjoyed it. It brought me many highs in like feeling amazing, like, yes, I love my life. Look at my life now, I'm playing football. And this is up until 18, 19, 20 years old. And I was in a relationship at the time, and she didn't know my story. My friends didn't know my story. They didn't know that the trauma that I went through as a child. They didn't know the abuse that I went through. They didn't know anything about me. They just knew the story that I told them. And like anything, like whatever goes in, like human beings, we're not holders. We can't keep things in. What goes in must come out. And I believed at the time that you could hide things and you could just brush them under the carpet and pretend as if it didn't happen. But what happened is that, just like a ball that you push underwater, the further you push it down or the longer that it's underwater, the more pressure that it builds. And as soon as something triggers it, you let go, the force comes out of the water. And that was the way that I describe the emotions that I suppressed inside of me. And it happened when I was 21 years old. And the crazy thing was that everything was good in my normal. There was no reason for it not to go, like for everything to come out. The only thing that stemmed it, that triggered it, was a breakup from my relationship. And I had a belief before that depression was hereditary. So my mum had depression and my nan had depression. So I just believed that it was something that in the family. So it was something I was always kind of adamant that I was never going to get. But there was a belief still that this must be hereditary, and this belief is that I had. So when it popped out, when everything came out at once. And it wasn't a gradual thing. I didn't gradually go into depression. It happened at once. And at first, I thought I was like physically ill. Because I started to lose my appetite with food. I started to like become lazy in the sense that I no longer wanted to go out. And I would have gone out for any reason, any day of the week, I would have gone out. If my friend would have called me, I would have been out straight away. And I stopped answering my phone to people. And then that started happening. And I didn't think much of it. I just thought, okay, I'm cool. I'm going through maybe a dark patch or something. I get over it. But then we're talking like weeks and then months. And it's getting worse. I'm in a job and I was working at Asda at the time, and I'd go to work and I'd come home and I would stop, like, I wouldn't wash regularly. And I was doing things that wasn't me. Like everything of normality kind of went out the window. and I would stay a lot of my time in my house. And when I started to kind of worry about it was when I started to question. I started to question my sanity in a sense that every time I walked out to go to the shop, I believed everyone was looking at me. And I felt everyone was watching me. And then it's just these thoughts of what's the point? Like this thought that just literally sprung in my head to say, why do you enjoy going out? You go out. And I remember going out one of the times when I was going through depression, and I remember everyone being happy and dancing and thinking, why are they happy? What is there to be happy about? We're in a room and everyone's drunk and we're jumping up and down or we're dancing. What is in I kind of saw it for what it really was. And that moment, it was just like there was nothing that could satisfy me in any way, shape, or form. And I started thinking about death a lot. And it would just come, and I was scared of it, scared of dying, so scared of dying. But I would think about it every single day, and I lost the point in like, what's the point? You do whatever you do, you then die. I don't understand it. You will have a family, but then they die. Then you like everything resulted in death, and I lost like just hope. I lost hope, and it got really bad to the place where I started to have like I started to develop anxiety. This is when I developed anxiety, and I wouldn't be able to sleep at night. And the sleep that I got, it would only be temporarily. Temporary. It would be this sleep, right? A lot of you probably will be able to relate to this, but a sleep where I would wake up and the wake would be so violent, like it would be someone would kick me, and I'd wake up as if someone's kicked me. And it's one of those times when you wake up like that, and it's like someone's kicked you, and it's like, and you're in a panic, and your heart's beating, and then the heart would start beating really fast, and I get heart palpitations, and then I believe that I was having a heart attack, and then I'd go into a state of panic. And this would happen for over like 8 months of my life, like every single day around like 11 o'clock, then 3 a.m. I'd be walking around the streets late at night, and I'd have to get out of the house and walk and run to get my focus off what's going on in my body, of me thinking and panicking that I'm going to have a heart attack. And then there'd be nights where I'd phone the ambulance because I believed I had a brain tumor because my room was spinning around and the floor was moving because the anxiety was causing, I think it's called impetigo, and everything was moving. My head was spinning around. Because I had in my mind, I had this brain tumor at the time as well. This is what I was saying to myself. And because I had that in my mind, I was feeling the pain of it. I was feeling like headaches, and I was causing all of this in my mind, but I knew, like, I didn't know at the time, but it was all in my mind. And then my anxiety it kept on coming back day in, day out. And it got to a place where I just became tired, like really tired of doing it anymore. Like really, like to a place where I had to get help. I had to. And I phoned my mum. My mum was the first person I phoned, and my mum loves me. She loves me loads. But my mum, she's like, I told her what I was going through. I told her everything of what I was experiencing, and she's like, it's okay, Ron. It will go. It will pass. And she didn't see the how extreme it was. And then I just kind of like lost hope, and I was like, I need something, I need to go and see someone. And I went to the doctors, and I go to the doctors, and I think at that point in my life, I was so vulnerable and so like I just needed to tell someone and open up to someone, and for them to kind of maybe comfort me and to say it's going to be okay, everything's going to be all right. I think that's what I wanted at the time, was love and connection. And I went to the GP, and I remember sitting in a chair, and she told me what sort of symptoms I had. And when I had anxiety, my nervous system played up. So I'd have pins and needles, like hot flushes. I'd have night sweats. I'd have just weird sensations in my body. and numbness in my feet, in my arms. And this all obviously resulted in, when I Googled this stuff, and oh my God, don't ever Google your symptoms, but I Googled it, and it all came to like heart attacks and just all things related to death and to, so this is what caused a lot of my panic attacks, and they would just come on over, and there'd be night times that it would happen, but it was no stopping it. It would last for like 30 to 40 minutes. But I told her everything, and I was scared at the time. I was telling her what I was experiencing, just in case like she I don't know, like just thought I was insane or something. I was scared, so I told her everything. And then I remember her just having this like piece of paper that she was just ticking boxes, loads of boxes, ticking boxes, ticking boxes, and then kind of like measured it on this chart thing, and it was like, yeah, you're clinically depressed, and I want to prescribe you antidepressants at this sort of milligrams, and I want to give you counselling. And when she said that, when she said that, I lost control and I started to cry in such a way that I think I cried. I cried like this like a mum, like a child cry, because I lost control, and I wanted her to comfort me and to connect, but she didn't, because she was in her work mode. And I remember walking home with the prescription in my hand, and just walking home and wanting to get to my room. And I got to my room, and I was trying to psych myself up into a place where I was like, I can't do this. But I was praying to God, like really praying to God, like praying in a way I've never prayed before. And I was like, I need help. God, please help me. I can't. And it was a cry that, it was a please forgive me on what I'm going to do cry. I said, please help me. If you help me, I'll serve you for the rest of my life. I remember saying that. I'll do whatever you want me to do, I'll do. And this is when, the following day, I get a phone call, and it's an American guy on the phone, and it's out of the blue. And it's the going work in America with children. I knew in my heart it was a calling. I knew this was the sign over there. I knew I was going to find something over there. So I fly to America. And the first day I got to America, if you're going through depression, if you change your environment, if you're in a whole new environment, you're not operating so much from your subconscious, you're operating from your conscious mind a lot. So when you're in a new environment, so when I went to America and I'm hearing an American accent and I'm in a whole new country, a whole new culture, it distracts you a lot. So I was like distracted by the whole of America, and I was coaching kids, football, and it's quite hard being depressed, guys, when you're with children day in, day out. Just saying this, by the way. So it was hard being depressed. In the day I was greeted by love, pure love, mainly because I had a British accent, but more so through just, children, they were just giving pure love and acknowledging me and seeing me and accepting me. And that energy right there gave me the energy to go out there and to find the root cause of my depression. And the funny thing is, I always remember it. I was sitting down one day as I was watching them play football, and I remember one of the girls, she was with her friend, and they were like best friends, happy. Something happens, And then little girl Jessica is crying her eyes out in a state of like proper like her life has just come to ground zero, and she's crying her eyes out, so sad. And I'm comforting her, I'm speaking to her, I'm talking to her, she's crying. "Ah!" And I'm saying, Jessica, why are you crying? Emily, she said this, she said that. And then she's like, I was like, okay, okay, but like I was like, how strong are you, Jessica? Um, uh, quite strong. You, how strong are you? Quite strong. Okay, show me how strong you are. Stand up, stand up. She stood up in a little soccer costume, a t-shirt, her shorts, and her boots on. I said, stand like you are David Beckham. And she stood up, she's David Beckham. Okay, are you ready to go out there to be the best soccer player ever? She said, yes, Warren. Are you? I can't hear you. Yes, Warren. Yes, yes, Warren. And what I did, guys, I distracted her. I took her mind away from the problem. In that moment, everything shifted. Her emotion shifted. And now I want you to go over back to Emily and say, I forgive you. And you need to become friends back with Emily again. She really likes you. You know that? So she goes over there. And before you know it, guys, they're holding arms, skipping up and down. I learned right there that she didn't carry her problem with her. Children, when they're children, they're in the moment. And I realized that was that realization for me that I've held on to so much from my past. And because I haven't let go of it, it's polluted my mind and my body. So I'm gonna find the root cause to this because I wasn't born with depression. And I'm not gonna die with my depression. If it came into me, it can come out of me. Remember, we're not holders. We can't hold things in. If it comes in, it has to come out. And I decided to go to the root cause of my depression. And when I went to the root cause of my depression, when I was looking for it, I came across the mindset. And I realized if I want to change my life, I had to change my mind. And everything that was happening below the surface level, deep, deep down, things that have happened in my childhood that was still running my life. So what happened? I'm in a place right now where I'm actively searching for the cause, the root cause. I'm looking for the truth right now. When I said to myself, I'm going to find the root cause, it shifted my focus. But in order to change your life, to change your mindset, you can't do it for yourself. So I didn't really have a purpose to really go against my current beliefs and my mindset. But I was in a mission to just help myself, to relieve myself from the pain of depression. I'm going to find the root cause, but it still wasn't enough. And it wasn't until I went to YouTube and I was typing in motivational music because I was getting into fitness, because all the guys over there had 8-packs, and I was like, oh my gosh, I don't have an 8-pack. I need to get an 8-pack. I've had too much White Castle, too much Super Size Me. And I'm Googling motivational music. And as I Google this motivational music, what happens is I come across a speaker called Eric Thomas. And Eric Thomas is a speaker. And he's talking on stage. And he shares his story. And I had mixed emotions inside me thinking, crap, why you don't share your story? Why are you sharing your story? They're going to use that against you. Don't share your story. No, they're going to think you're different. No, they're going to judge you. And all of this came into my head. But at the same time, I had tears running down my cheeks because I could relate, and I was saying me too. At that point, I had created a connection with a stranger that I've never met before. And I connected with him on such a level that he gave me the strength, the permission to share my story. And I shared my story on a blog. I just got it out there. And that was one of the hardest things I had to do, because my story involved my family and other people in my life. But I knew this story had to come out to help other people, but also to help myself, to heal myself, because what I was keeping inside of me was toxic and it was causing my depression. So what happened was I shared my story, and then I had people from around the world, Australia, America, the UK, messaging me, people from all walks of life, saying, I don't know who you are, Warren, but I'm reading your story right now, and you are hope. Like them crying their eyes out, them telling me things that they haven't told their partner, telling me things that are so personal about their life, about abuse, about everything that they've experienced in their life. And I said to myself, why are they trusting me so much? They're trusting me because I opened up first. I shared my story. And in that moment in my life, when someone said, Warren, I was about to end my life and I read your story, and you've given me hope that there's a way, I found my purpose. If any of you that are going through depression right now, if you don't have a purpose which is bigger than yourself, I felt like I couldn't overcome my depression without a purpose bigger than myself. Because I was already in a state, when you're depressed, when you're in depression, you don't care about yourself. I wasn't eating right. I didn't care about me. I didn't care about my future. It had no relevance to me. But a purpose, finding purpose in life that goes beyond your personal needs is often mentioned as a major step in overcoming depression. That's a hard thing to imagine, though, when you're in the middle of severe relapse and survival is the only goal in sight. So when you're going through depression, your mind is in survival mode. Yet one of the hallmarks of depression is loss of motivation to do anything, because you feel that your life is meaningless. So I lost hope. I was like, crap, I'm going to die. Why am I living? You are meaningless, empty, worthless, bad, nothing but a burden. There's no sense of future. When there's no sense of future, there's no growth. This is when you lose hope. No purpose to give you hope and help pull you back to an active life. At that moment, guys, when you go through depression, your old life, you can no longer go back to your old ways or your old life. That old life is gone. But it's exciting, because when you open a new life, the new door, you look back at your old life and you say to yourself, how do I live that life? It says purpose to give you hope, to help you pull you back onto an active life. A sense of purpose goes along with building hope for the future, hope for the recovering from depression and getting your life back, even though you can't focus on it when you are struggling. Hope and purpose are pretty basic for regaining a sense of who you are. So when you find a purpose, guys, that's bigger than yourself, it puts you in a state where, for example, if your family was in a house and it was on fire, the flames don't scare you. There is no fear, because the purpose is bigger than yourself, and that purpose will bring you through the flames to go and rescue your family. So I want to ask you this, guys, everyone who's watching this, I want to ask you this. If your journey, your life, you could share that and you could help somebody else, maybe someone in their teenage years, a young person who's going through depression right now, who's self-harming, if you could help them change the rest of their life, can you comment in the question section below, how would that make you feel? If you could help one person, maybe a child, a young person who is going through the pain that you may be currently going through right now, if you could help just one person, how would that make you feel? Amazing. It would fill my heart with absolute joy. Amazing. Pretty amazing. I can tell you right now, guys, when you have that purpose bigger than yourself, when I said to myself, when someone sent me their story and they opened up to me and I connected to my purpose, I said I was going to spend the rest of my life as a selfless being who serves. My past of my pain then became my badge of honor. And that was my badge to show people, look, I'm not just helping you because I've read a book. My badge, you can see my badge and you know what I've gone through. And if I can do it, you can do it. And for me, I was willing to go through whatever. Like when I connected to that purpose, guys, you need to get yourself out of this depression. You need a big purpose. There are people out there who are suffering, who are worse off than you are. And if you could help them, it gives you purpose. And when you have purpose, it refuels you. Your energy gets depleted when you're in depression. But when you have a purpose bigger than yourself, you then have this abundance of energy within you because it's not about you. So when this happened, I didn't know anything about the mind. I didn't know anything about people, relationships, connection. Didn't have a clue. But I said, if I'm going to help people, I need to know people. I need to know them inside out. Before that, though, I need to know me inside out. Before that, though, I need to find the root cause of my depression. I need to overcome my depression. I need to study the psychology. I need to understand emotional intelligence. I need to be able to change my blueprint, to change the software that's running my life. I need to be able to be someone who someone can look at and say, wow, they inspire me. I need to be that person before I set out there and help someone. But because I had this purpose, guys, this is what I'm saying, purpose, this purpose bigger than yourself. You know when someone loses someone that they love, and maybe they lost them through cancer, and they spend the rest of their life doing marathons, marathon after marathon, raising so much money, but before, they wouldn't get off the sofa. That's what you call purpose. That's what you call living for something bigger than yourself. Letting go. You know what I realized when I was going through depression? I was completely selfish. I was so caught up with my own shit. I was so caught up in my own story. So caught up in me. Not seeing that other people around me were suffering, that other people around me were going through worse, that were children, that I could be that person that could help someone change their life. It got me to work, and I started to master my mindset, and I created a philosophy, and I changed my software, the beliefs, the meanings that I attached to things in my past, and the pain became my power. And the past, the meanings no longer devalued me. And I started to build a relationship with myself. And then when I built a relationship with myself, I started to love myself for the first time in my adult life. And then I started to become the person that was going to be confident enough, that was going to have the tools and strategies to help other people who were going through it. And when that happened, guys, to speed it up, I started to travel around the world, helping people, young people, adults in their 50s, 60s years old, this ability to be able to serve from my heart and to connect. And the pictures that you see right now, the top right was in Grenada. You know, I can feel people's energy. And when I walked into that school, I felt pain. Their faces, I felt the hurt straight away. And just like I'm sharing with you right now, I built that rapport. I shared my story in such a way that they could relate. You see them putting their hands up. That's them saying, me too. Me too. Me too. And then I started to have this connection where I could connect, especially with children, like this instant connection with children straight away because they're pure. When I first started this journey, it was more for children because children are pure. I just believe adults were corrupted and toxic, and but then I realized they were all once children. So this is where I came from, just helping children to helping people. Because if you dig deep enough in anyone, you'll find love. And people protect themselves in certain ways where they show anger to keep people away because they're afraid of being hurt. And I started to understand people in such a way that I could help people. And I had a gift. And I think everyone who's watching this right now, you have this gift. This gift is in those people who experience depression. The gift is this ability to love and connect. And as you see me hugging Tegan at the bottom right, Tegan's story, very, very powerful story. Her parents abused her. She had no food. And she got adopted. And what I was realizing, that I was attracting people who needed to hear what I had to say. And just this connection is with your hugs. You know, for me, mine is touch. And I remember coaching Tegan for the very first time. And I remember her crying about her story. And I said, Tegan, this is your power. This is you. You are a star. You are a leader, Tegan. And I remember her believing me, wiping her ears, wiping her eyes from the tears that were rolling down her cheeks. And if you was to see her today, she's a world speaker who's speaking, connecting with people like Tony Robbins. But she serves from such a place where it's pure love. And she has it. Just like the people that are listening right now, just like you that are listening right now, you have it within you. And there's a realization where when we understand that we've gone through it for a reason, to make us the teachers, the healers of the world. And this has happened. I've been in Vietnam and experienced the same amount of love to the Caribbean, to America, to Europe, different cultures, same love, same connection, unconditional. And that purpose is what shifted my focus away from myself to people. And every time you help someone, what it does for your soul, for you, it keeps you alive in such a way that you become present. And you're on this mission. Just like, you know, when some people, they lose someone that they love and they're doing marathons and they're raising money and they're on this mission, there's no stopping them. That car crashing moment, that rock bottom moment in their life. This is the blessing, guys, with depression. It takes you to zero. It takes you to rock bottom where you can't go no without lower. But when you go to that place, the only way you can go is up. And then when you let go of everything that you're holding in. So when I shared my story, it was the scariest thing that I've done. But when I shared it, guess what? Everything from my past, all of the poison that was inside of me, all of the poison that was inside of me came out of me. And this is why I cry a lot. So when I do a lot of seminars, I feel people's pain. So guess what happens is when I coach people, or when I go to seminars, their pain travels through me and out of me. In order for me to help someone, I need to know and feel where they're at. So to have that ability to be able to feel where they're at and to feel their pain, I can then help them because I'm where they're at. And then it comes through me. And this becomes my gift. I didn't know this was my gift. But if you're going through depression and you're still here and you've got a burning desire to go and help other people, it's highly likely that your calling is to be a healer, your calling is to help other people. And your whole life then makes sense. And my old life makes no more sense. Going out on the weekends, I stopped drinking alcohol. I stopped watching TV. I used to watch all the soaps. I used to do things that normal people did. But when I started to live this life, it wasn't like, oh, I've got to give up TV, or I've got to stop drinking alcohol. It was like, if it isn't going to serve me to help people, I don't need it in my life. I no longer craved it. I became so channeled in with this mission to serve other human beings. So up until when my depression happened, I worked so much on myself. I changed my whole environment. I moved to London, away from Bristol, changed my environment, changed my friends, changed everything. But what gave me the strength to be able to do that was my purpose. Because without a purpose, I could never have done this when it was just about me. I could have never shared my story when it was just about me. And this is the gateway to help you, is to not think just about you, to know that there's people out there that you can help. But in order to help them, you need to help yourself. You need to find out what the hell is going on in your mind. Why do you have a chemical imbalance? Why you experience depression? Why do you have anxiety? Where is it coming from? And then you start asking yourself questions like, have I ever studied emotion? And I want to take you to this slide here. The image at the top is the mind. The bottom circle is the body. So when I wanted to help people, I had to help myself. I had to overcome my depression. If I could overcome depression, I could help others to do the same. So what I would do was I started to study the mind, and I realized we have two minds. So the subconscious, the bottom half of the mind, stores your beliefs, circumstances, everything that's happened to you is stored in your subconscious mind. And that creates a certain program that has multiple beliefs. So for example, right now, if you're depressed and you're saying you're depressed, it's a belief. So what's happening is that your subconscious mind is adding things up. Okay, so this happened to you, that happened to you. You're not doing this no more. That must mean you are depressed. And when you have depression in the subconscious mind, and you're operating from depression, guess what? The good things are happening to you. There's still good things in your life, but you don't see it. Why? Because your program is conditioned in such a way that you're looking for things to support your case and why you're depressed. For example, there's people that I've tried to help in the past, and they will fight their corner and say, I can't be helped. You can't, they will fight it. Because that's their program. That's running in their subconscious mind. That's their belief. That's their identity. To go against that is to go against their whole past. And remember what I said at the start, change is painful. The only thing that allows you to create change is urgency and a big purpose, a purpose bigger than yourself. So what I realized was that who I thought I was wasn't actually me. So who you think you are right now, I'm this person, I'm Emily, I'm not Warren. This is just a belief that's in my subconscious because my mum decided to call me Warren and to say it over a certain amount of times. It then became a belief in my subconscious. So whenever someone says Warren, I respond because I believe that's my name. I believe that's who I am. The same thing was with things that you experience. So when you go through trauma, there's a belief that goes behind it. If I go through this, or if I'm abused, or if this happens in my life, the belief is this: I'm inadequate. I'm lacking. I'm not enough. And then you have a belief, and that becomes your belief, and then you attract people that don't treat you good. You attract a job that doesn't treat you right. You have low standards in your life that support depression. So I had to go back to my past, as painful as it was to go back to my past, to look at what I went through. And rather than saying what I said before, God, why me? What for? Why did I go through that? Oh, I went through that to be able to experience so I can help someone who's going through it now. When I changed my beliefs and the meanings to circumstances and experiences that I've had in the past, when I changed the meaning, the emotion changed. My old meanings, guys, was labeled to negativity, which caused my depression. I was a victim. But there I am. This is where I got my control back. I was like, crap. The reason why I'm depressed is because I've got negative meanings to things that have happened to me in my past. I feel like I'm a victim. So I went back to my past and I changed the meanings. And how do you change the meanings? You change the meanings through what you say, your affirmations, the stories that you tell yourself. So I kept on telling myself a story that I'm not a victim, I'm a victor. I went through this for a reason, to help other people. I'm actually quite strong. I've went through that as a child and I'm the person who I am. Wow. So I started to tell these stories over and over again. And it doesn't happen overnight. It's a story that you keep telling yourself. You keep telling yourself a story, and what happens then is that you then believe it, because a belief is something that you hear over and over again. So whether you like it or not, the more you hear it, you're then going to believe it. So I believed it, and I started to change the meanings in my life. And then I no longer became ashamed of my story, and I became proud. And then I came from that place of being a victim or lacking to, wow, I'm here for a very big purpose, to help people. But the way that my mind was conditioned and programmed before, my old perception, as you can see in the picture below, was that view. That was my view on life. Some people are looking through that window right now. You could be looking through the window, your lens right now, seeing that and saying that's your life. That's life right there. And the new perception has a whole new image. That's both in planet Earth, but different views, different perceptions. So that proved to me, guys, that it doesn't matter what you go through. That proved to me it doesn't matter what I went through. It's my perception. And the perception is created by the meanings that you attach to things that have happened to you in your past. So I went from a perception of, what's the point? Everything's bleak, everything's grey, to this new perception that I can create anything. I'm going to become an international speaker and help 1 million lives. I'm going to leave a purpose. When I leave this world, I'm going to leave footprints. I'm going to create content, books that are going to live on long after I leave this world. And this is it. This is how we change people's lives. This is how I change people's lives. It's because you show someone how their mind works. And you show them that who you think you are isn't you. You know how your perception of this world, that's not the world. All you need to do for someone is to take someone to a new window. But you need to be able to look out of the window that they're looking out of now for them to be able to say, okay, I trust you because you can see what I can see. And then you take them to the new window. But you're not going to go deep into the mindset, guys. You're not going to go deep into reprogramming, reconditioning your mind without a bigger purpose than yourself. If you're doing it for yourself, you won't put the work in. In fact, you'll give up. This is why it's so important that you serve a purpose. There's a type of person that needs your help. And for example, if you have children, to be able to overcome this and to be able to help your children if they ever experience anything that you're experiencing right now, you will then be the proof to them that if mum can do it, if dad can do it, I can do it too. You become selfless in the approach, but then you become this geek when it comes to learning and understanding, why do I do what I do? I want to ask you guys, okay, for everyone who's going through depression right now, experiencing depression right now, have you ever studied and applied what you've learned when it comes to emotional intelligence? Just yes or no, guys. A quick yes or no, as fast as you can. It's on the question box so that we can make it in all the time. So I want to do some Q&As of this as well. If you've ever studied emotion before. So Vicky said yes. So we've got a lot of no's. Like, you've studied emotion and you apply it. A lot of no's. A lot of no's. So what's happening, guys, right? We don't understand emotion. Guess what? You're still doing things in your life. You're saying things. You're in certain environments that are creating emotions. What I realized was that my depression was a mental, what's the word that I'm looking for? It was a state. It was a mental state. Emotions were going to be connected with it. The lack of emotions. Why am I not feeling? And I started to study emotion, and I started to study emotional intelligence. And I realized something very, 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 very simple. What you think about determines how you feel. So when you look back right now, when you're depressed, what are you thinking about? When you're depressed, where are you? Where are your thoughts? So I had a black book and I'd write down consciously, set myself reminders. Warren, thoughts, thoughts, thoughts. When anything happened, when these depression hit me, when anything I start going back to the past, I need to think of something straight away. I need to find something straight away that's going to change my state. Because emotion only lasts 70 seconds and we recycle it by our next thought. So now I would go through something. Crap, I'm feeling depressed. I'm feeling down. What makes me happy? What can I think about? Okay, let me think about the time when my family came back together, because only 5% of people get off heroin, and my mum's the 5%, and my family, everyone wrote us off. The social services believed that we were never going to come back as a family again, but it happened. I went back to that place and I felt the gratitude, and then I feel good. And then I go to the place where am I going in life? The destination where I'm helping millions of people. How am I going to feel? Amazing. So the emotional intelligence was understanding, breaking it down. Emotion is created by thoughts. If you don't control your thoughts, then you're not in control of how you feel. And it's good to experience the negative emotions. I'm not saying you are positive 24/7, but you no longer live in it. So you no longer have bad days. Yes, moments, but not days, because you have the ability to understand the emotion so that you can change your state. For example, right now, okay, for everyone who's listening to this right now, okay, I want you to just move the body, okay? We're going to move the body for like literally 20 seconds. Make sure you do it, guys, okay? Do it with me, okay? You ready? Okay, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, let's go. Move the body, okay? Move up and down. Oh, yes, dance with me as well, guys. Make sure you're dancing, guys. Okay, we can't be depressed all the time. Come on, guys. Let's dance. Oh, yes. Move your body, move your body, move your body. No, you just move it. Keep moving it. Yeah. Think about, guys, right now, think about, okay? I want you to think about the lives that you're going to change, the people that the children that you're going to help. Think. Focus on that, focus on that. Change the state, change the state. Oh, yes, oh, yes, oh, yes, oh, yes, oh, yes. Say yes out loud. Say yes, I'm going to overcome depression. Say yes to life. Say yes, 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 yes. So, guys, the whole purpose of what I just did that right there is that the vibration inside your body right now, if you took part in that, you're vibrating at a high frequency. Right now, if you took part in that, you're not feeling depressed. Fact. Right now, I've just distracted you from what your current situation, and you've been focused on moving the body, emotion, high vibration, thinking about the lives that you're going to touch, think about the people that you love. Right now, okay, guys, think about someone that you love unconditionally, and you're doing it for them. Think about how you're going to feel when you help them. Those emotions that you're feeling right now, because because whatever you think about, you feel. So I started to understand emotion. This is what I did, guys. I would change my state like that. And when you're first going through depression, it's not easy. But what was forcing me to do it was my purpose. So I would do it. And I was like, oh my God, it's not working, it's not working. I remember saying, it's not working, it's not working. But the more I did it, I thought, oh, actually, I feel a bit good. I feel good. Oh, I feel good. I feel good. And then it became this place. And I kept gratitude and joy is my secret potions. So when crap came my way, when it does, that's life. Life's going to throw bricks your way. You had gratitude and joy. Gratitude and joy. Wow, it could have been worse. Wow, there's people out there who are going through worse than me. Straight away, it changes the emotional, the emotion that I'm feeling inside. So the beautiful thing is, guys, right here, when we understand emotional intelligence and we understand how the mind works, that in your subconscious mind, it's running your life 90% of the time. People have said, I want to change my life. That's your conscious mind. What's running your life is the program that's already in place. It's the program that's already in place. So we need to change the program. To change the program, there's 4 areas I want to talk about. Environment. So people are trying to lose weight. Use this metaphor. People trying to lose weight in a bakery. Look at the temptation. You're in the wrong environment. If you're with people who are also depressed and they're not in a place that they want to change their life, if you are in a negative environment, if you're in a place where you're around a low vibration, that's going to breed depression. So people go to the events, they try CBT, they try all of the therapies out there, but then they go back to the old environment. And when you go back to the old environment, you're a product of your own old environment. This is why I had to move. I moved to London, a whole new environment. I changed my circle of friends. I had affirmations around my house. Like if you came to my house, like a normal person, if they came to my house, they'd be like, oh my gosh, this guy is crazy. But I had these affirmations all over my house because my environment was promoting my growth. Your environment will influence your thoughts, because when you're in crap, you're thinking crap thoughts. When you're in a growth environment, when you're seeing your dreams and the things to feel grateful for, and you're seeing your vision, and you're seeing the affirmations, guess what? Every time you see it, you think about it. And when you think about it, that thinking produces an emotion. And this is how I created a new program. This is how you create a new program. You have to change your environment. Again, it's not hard changing your environment, but what makes you change it is the purpose. So when you have that purpose bigger than yourself, right? When you have that purpose bigger than yourself, oh my gosh, you do it. There's no, oh, I don't what? No, I had no choice. I had to leave all of my old comforts, new environment. No one knew me in London, and I'd only attract people who were at a high vibration, people that wanted to change the world, people that wanted to help other people. So I surrounded myself with those people. And then I got home and created the right environment in my household. My household was like this whole, it's like how marketing is used on the outside world to condition you to think a certain way so that you buy their products. I did the same thing in my household. So you want to do the same thing in your household. You want to change your environment. You want to put billboards in your house. You want to put your vision board up. You want to put affirmations on your door, on your fridge, on your mirror. Because every time you say it, whether you like it or not, it's getting planted in your subconscious mind. And the more it goes into your mind, you then become programmed to that new environment and that new program. This is why it's so important that you change your environment. When I look at some people's lives and they tell me they're depressed, I look at their environment and I say, no wonder why you're depressed. The reason why I came out of my depression because I changed the software. You can't change the software in the old environment. The next thing, guys, When you're depressed, your diet is out the window. You start eating, comfort eating, but you're a chemistry set, guys. You know the chemical imbalance? You know that you are a chemistry set. So when you eat certain foods, they make you feel a certain way. There's chemical reactions that are happening inside your body that make you feel lethargic, that bring on more depression. Your diet plays a huge impact. You are a chemistry set. This is how I removed the depression from my life, was changing not just my environment, but what I was feeding myself. When you eat low vibration food, that's where depression breeds. Some of us are creating the perfect environment for depression to live in your life. So when you change your diet, when you put green in your diet, oh, but I don't like it. I don't like, again, purpose. Again, but it all, like, guys, I've been doing this for 5 years every single day. The reason why I don't give up is because of my purpose. If it was because of just me, I would have given up a long time ago. So the next one, emotional intelligence, right? Your thoughts. You have to become in control of what you're thinking about. People think about the past and they're repeating the past over and over and over and over and over and over again. And you're wondering why depression is still with you, because you're thinking about it. As long as you think about it, it's still in your life. When you stop thinking about it, it no longer exists. It only exists because you think about it. And when you think about it, you attract it. You attract all the reasons to support your depression and why you are depressed. And actually, you're not depressed. You're clinically depressed. And you're proving it because you're thinking about it day in, day out. And you're worrying about the future, things that might not even happen. And you haven't forgiven people in the past. So that resentment, that anger is still inside of you. And you're thinking about that anger and you're thinking about the resentment, and it's causing your depression. The language that you speak, I hate my life, guess what? Your mind will hear everything that you say. So when you say that, it will bring you more of it. I'm depressed, I'm depressed, I'm depressed. When you say that, guess what? You're telling the mind that you're depressed. So the mind says, okay, you're depressed, let's think, let's feed and let's look for only things to support your depression. Because guess what? You know, some people that are going through depression, and somebody else could look at their life and say, wow, I want your life. So you see people like Robin Williams, who was going through depression. You look at his life on the outside, it looked perfect. He was in Hollywood. It's powerful, right? That when you don't have control of your thoughts, when you're not aware of your thoughts or your language, what was someone that had it all, what was he talking to himself? What was he saying to himself? Because what you say determines how you feel, determines who you are. This is why they say, be the master of your tongue and not the slave to your words. Every time you mention it, every time you say it, you're reinforcing it. You're creating a belief inside your mind, and that program is going to run depression until you change the program. So you change your language. Write this down, guys. If you really want to change your life, remember, you're not, like, I know for a fact you're not going to do this if you don't have a purpose bigger than yourself. And the purpose is just giving. Go and help homeless people. Go out there and spend time with them. Go and talk to them. Go to your neighbor's house. They could be going through so much right now and you don't even know. Go to their house and make them a cake. Go out of your way to help somebody else. And just do it to one person. And the impact that it makes from one person, it becomes addictive. And then this is how you find your purpose. And then you have the energy and the strength to be aware of your thoughts and your language. Like, I couldn't have done this without a purpose. Couldn't have done it. So the third thing is the mission. What's your life going to mean? How many people are you going to help? Roll your sleeves up and go out there and help the people. Help people. Go out of your way to help somebody else. And just see how it makes you feel. When you help somebody else, it gives you purpose in such a way where you thrive and you live and you're not dying and you're not in depression. Giving back is the key to life. Find a mission and go after it from tonight. Find something huge. Help. X amount of lives. Go and help those people. Be dedicated for it. And I promise you, when you have that kind of purpose, you'll do whatever it takes to remove the pressure from your life, because it's not just about you. You can't give up when it's just not about you. When it's not about you, you can't give up. So give back the mission. This is what you were born for, is to serve a purpose. This is the only reason. I want you to believe that. That's the only reason you've gone through depression, is to help other people. See it like this. The only reason why you're doing this is to help other people. The last one, guys, the only way to get better is to surround yourself with better people. For example, if you lived with me, okay, for a month, the influence, the vibration that you'll be vibrating at. Surround yourself with people who are operating at a high vibration. The thing with depression, sometimes when I've done things, where I've done groups, where I've brought people together, is that people can find company in that depressed place, and they encourage people to stay there. But you need to surround yourself with people that are operating, that are vibrating at a higher frequency, a vibration. And I want to bring you to this, the frequency scale. Can you see that black line that's going through? 80% of the world's population are underneath that black line. What I'm sharing with you right now, like this is why I'm sharing this, guys, because I'm sharing this to the person that's going to help millions of lives. So for example, when you're operating at a place of shame, guilt, this is where depression lives, low vibration, grief. This is where depression lives, breeds. And what you eat, who you surround yourself with, even for the fact of how you're feeling tonight on this webinar, I'm influencing your vibration right now. And when you start operating past that line, and you know anger, look how high anger is. Anger is 150, so that's still that could be a high vibration. So anger's like, it's not all bad, but you use that anger to get you out of what you're in. And when you let go of pride, when you start operating from a place of unconditional love, because you are service, you're here to help other people. It's no longer about you. This is no longer about you. And sometimes maybe your intention was to come on here tonight just to help yourself. And the people that are watching this, that are listening to this right now, saying, I need to know this to help other people, you will get yourself to such a high vibration. Guys, when you operate acceptance at 350, you attract everything at that frequency. And the enlightenment, right at the top, are your Gandhis. Right, these are the people that they have such an Eastern philosophy where they've tapped into things that 98% of us haven't tapped into. I'm working to that place, guys. But when you operate at this place, guys, it's good vibrations. You know, illnesses, they thrive with low vibration. So your aim, guys, is to remove yourself from the low vibration and bring yourself to the high. And you know, when I talk about purpose and giving back, you know where it says reason, willingness, courage, all of this comes to you when you have a purpose bigger than yourself. This is where your whole life changes. And this is why I did this webinar, because there's something inside of you that was born to help other people, and you've always known it, and it's now just maybe making sense to you. in your life. You're in a place right now where it's all starting to resonate and make sense. But what you eat, guys, everything is vibration. You eat the wrong food, low vibration. How do you feel when you come to eat at the end of it? Or the following morning? It all plays a part. So when you're going through depression, look at what you're eating right now. Have that self-awareness of what environment are you putting yourself in. And you can't be selfish no more, because you have a purpose now bigger than yourself. And what you're going to do is you're going to write that purpose down, and you're going to get to work on it. And when you work on that purpose, everything in your life shifts. You go from God, why me, to God, thank you. Now I know what for. Now I know the reason why. Everything happens for a reason. The depression just didn't happen to you for no reason. There's a reason behind it. There's a reason that you're listening to this right now. There is a reason. And that brings me to the value that I want to share with you tonight. You find yourself a purpose. It's going to get you out of your bed. It's going to get you out of your house and make it no longer about yourself. Something that's close to your heart, and go all out. Then your environment, look at your environment. Look at if you're watching TV, what are you watching? Are you listening to the news? What are you seeing? Who are you with? How do they make you feel? Because people will influence you. We need to understand where they are operating at. You can't be around those people because they will bring your vibration down. Low vibration is depression. And what I realized is that depression, the opposite of depression, is expression. I find most people that go through depression, they don't open up enough. They still have so much stories inside of them that they haven't shared. Soon as you open up with that purpose that you have to serve other people, you express. When you express, your light comes out and you're no longer in the dark. The opposite of depression is expression. Which is powerful. So this is your opportunity, guys. I know you guys have had questions. I said to you to have questions ready so that I can answer your questions. So let's get to it. What you've heard right now, what questions do you have? I want to answer your questions in such a way I want to give you massive value. Hi Warren, when you studied emotion, is there any books or videos you recommend for others? So when I started to study emotion, the book that I read was actually Think and Grow Rich and How to Win Friends and Influence People. These two books that I read that really stand out for me straight away. But then also with emotion, I watched my first mentor phone. He really took his time to break it down to me so that I understood what, because he's a doctor, and what, but like a spiritual doctor, and what emotional intelligence was. So that's where it really clicked for me. And then the books that I read were the Think and Grow Rich book, was where I started to realize, crap, if I'm thinking this, I'm feeling that. If I'm thinking this, I'm feeling that. So those books I would definitely recommend. Do we have anyone, okay, who's brave enough right now who can come on to this webinar and who's going through depression right now? And this is your first opportunity to serve and help other people. So this is actually a big thing for you. If you're ready to help other people and to help yourself, flash your hand up and down. I want to bring someone on. And I think what will happen will give everybody else massive value. So if you feel like I'm ready to serve other people, I'm ready to be a vessel and to give back, flash your hand up and down. or I'm going to have to pick someone. Like, there's a calling. You'll feel the calling, and someone will put their hand up, and they'll say, crap. And you just put your hand up. And all this is a talk. I want to talk to you. I want you to prove to everybody else that you can overcome this, that it's okay. And you're not afraid of it, you're not ashamed of it. So Deborah, you have your hand up. Shake your hand up and down if you're ready. I'm not sure if your hand up was up already. But Deborah Rams, your hand is up. So if it stays up, I'm guessing that you want to be picked. Okay, so Deborah, I'm going to unmute you because I'm guessing that you've put your hand up for this opportunity. So Deborah, all you need to do now is unmute your microphone. And you know what? It's always the right person. Whoever comes on, it's that person to change the rest of their life. Whoever comes on, it was supposed to be you. And then you'll message me after this and you'll say, Warren, thank you. And you'll change your whole family's life. Not only your life, you'll impact thousands of other people's lives. So, wow, I want to have a conversation. I want to find out why you're depressed. Come on, guys. I'm patient. I am patient. I know someone right now is ready to open up and to share and to give back. I feel it. Otherwise, I would have given up. I know someone, and you just need that extra push to say it's okay, to speak up and to talk and to trust. And I got someone in my mind who I'm going to unmute if no one puts their hand up. I give it 5 more seconds before I unmute. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, no hands are up still. This is what I love. Wayne, my brother, you come to my heart right now. And I know you have a beautiful family. And you sent me a message that really touched my heart. And it's your time, Wayne. And I want you to trust me. And it's going to change the rest of your life, Wayne. So I want to unmute your microphone and I want to just speak to you. And yes, shit is going against everything right now, your beliefs. But it's going to change your life. It's going to change your children's life, your family's life. And what you said I did for you the other day is you're going to help people that are watching this right now. Well, you know what you said I've done to you, you're going to do this for other people that are listening to this right now. So Wayne, unmute your microphone and let's chat. So just click the microphone, unmute it. Hey Wayne. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Fantastic. Did you think I was going to pick you tonight?
Yeah.
You did?
Yeah, my son shaking.
Wayne, can you tell me a little bit about who you are and just a little bit about your story?
don't really know where to start, or how to start.
Okay, but your upbringing when you grow up, where did your depression start?
Uh, it's been that long, I can't even remember. Uh, uh,
Talk to me like. Okay, let's start. What are you a Celtic fan or a Rangers fan?
Neither.
Who do you support?
Cali, Inverness Cali, Dolienthus.
Someone's got to support them, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so why did you support that team growing up? Well, how old was you when you first started supporting that team?
When I was growing up, I supported Rangers. Surprise, surprise.
How can you support Rangers? Who influenced you to support Rangers?
It would have been my stepdad.
Wicked. So you support Rangers growing up, and what else? Like like, did you play football? What are you into? Was you in football? Did you play football?
Uh, I tried. I wasn't very good, but I did try. I really was really good at swimming. I was used to do that as a competitions when I was younger.
So you used to swim. You used to do competitions.
Yeah,
See,
used to a lot.
for me, when it comes to swimming, I
Uh-huh.
sink. I just have this belief because I'm half black that we sink, like our bones are heavier. So I just could never properly. I remember swimming with my friends, and they'd be like floating on the top of the surface, and I'm like, like a duck, nice and calm on the top, and just literally paddling like I was gonna die. So you used to love swimming. What else did you used to love doing as a child?
Uh, I don't really try not to think about my when I was really younger because well I was put between my mum back to my auntie. I was moved about a lot as a child among my family.
Okay, and when yeah, like I want to, because I can relate a lot to that. Was you in foster care, or did you move around from family to family, like
An immediate family.
immediate
I was
family?
between family between my auntie and my well two aunties and my granny. I was between them all. I wasn't really constantly stayed anywhere.
Yeah. How did that make you feel, Wayne?
I was I didn't really think about it too much when I was younger
Why didn't you think about it too much when you was younger?
because my family made it. It was hash hash. Nobody spoke about where I went or who I
So
was
you,
with.
so you used to have to keep a lot of secrets and keep a lot of things in. Brother, when you message me, right, this is your time now, Wayne. I said to you,
Yeah,
this is this. I know where you are.
yeah.
I know I've been there. And the fact that you're crying right now, the fact that you've got emotion in your heart right now, you went through everything that you went through for a reason to help other people, Wayne.
Mm. Well,
What's your life been like with depression?
terrible. I've, there's many times I just not want to be here.
Why didn't you want to be here, Wayne?
I just I just didn't see a point in living. I just I had nothing.
And that's exactly how I felt. I was in that place where I was like, what is the point? Why me? Why me? Why me? What's your life been like for the last 5 years?
been great. My family, the kids, just everything about them. They make everything worth living. Make it worth getting up in the mornings.
Do you still have like do you experience anxiety as well?
Yeah,
Do you still experience depression and anxiety now?
yeah.
What's your coping mechanism?
The kids, just keep going for the kids. Amy,
So your why is your kids and Amy.
yeah.
What about yourself? Do you love yourself?
No,
Why don't you love yourself?
I feel like I just always seem to blame myself for everything I've
Why
been through.
you blame yourself? So no wonder why you don't love yourself, because you blame yourself. Why do you blame yourself?
I don't know.
Do you deserve it? Do you deserve to live with depression?
Eh?
Do you, do you
Sorry, can you?
deserve do you deserve to live with depression?
No,
No.
don't feel like I do, but I
So
shouldn't
all
blame.
yeah, so you carry on with it. So you just blame yourself.
Yeah, the most I
So
blame myself for was
if
my
if, if you're
ex-wife.
if you're you blame yourself for your ex-wife
She was very violent towards me.
and you blame yourself.
Yeah, we're staying there for putting up with it.
And Wayne, if you're going to blame yourself for all the bad things, you've got to blame yourself for all the good things as well. How much does Amy love you?
A lot.
How much? Look at Amy in her eyes right now. How much does she love you, Wayne?
More than
Why does she love you, Wayne?
she said because of me. I don't know. I don't see why she
Why?
loves me.
Why does she love you? There must be a reason on why she loves you so much.
Reason? You're kind, you're caring, you're loving.
I was happy at one point when we first met.
Do you like? Do you believe Amy loves you? Pardon?
I sort of blocked everything out for a while and
Do you
pretended.
yeah? Do you believe that Amy loves you?
Yes.
So then there must be a reason why she loves you. How many children do you have?
4.
4. How much do they love you?
Crazy amount.
They've got so much unconditional love for you, Wayne. You're loved beyond measure, and you love them. And I know for a fact that you're not coming on here tonight for yourself. You're coming on here to help your family and to help other people. And there's people that are listening right now who you're helping, who you're giving the strength to. Something in my heart told me to pick you tonight, Wayne. And this is why we're having this conversation. And every time this happens, it's always the right person at the right time. And this is your time, Wayne.
Mm-hmm.
And what I'm saying to you right now, what is your purpose? Why are you living?
To help for my
To
kids
help to help
help
your
them be
kids.
better. Is that right?
Yeah, helping your kids, help your mum. Wayne, what about the young boy who's suffering right now, who's maybe 10 years younger than you, who's self-harming, who doesn't want to live, who's blaming themselves? Do you think you could help them?
I would like to be able to.
How would
I
that make you?
want to.
How would that make you feel, Wayne? Would you start loving yourself if you
It
could
would
have a
feel,
purpose like that?
it would feel so good to be able to help someone, knowing that what I've been through could help someone.
Yeah. How would it make you feel, Wayne?
Being top of the world.
Feel those emotions in your veins right now. Feel it in your body. Feel those emotions. You've helped someone. Someone said to you, Wayne, because of you, you've changed my life, Wayne. I can't thank you enough. Feel that. Feel those emotions inside of your body right now. I want you to sit up in your chair in a way as if you are a leader and you're ready to step up. You're ready to speak out for the first time in your life. Because, Wayne, what I know is that you were told from a very young age to keep a lot of things inside. And what's happened as you've grown up is you've kept so much inside. And this is when it comes out. And when it comes out, Wayne, this is when you realize you're not alone. This is why you connect with me. You connect by my posts, my videos, because you see yourself in me. Am I correct?
Yeah,
Are you ready to step up and to serve other people?
I would definitely like to, yeah. Definitely want to.
Are you ready? It's a yes or no. Are you ready to step up for the first time in your life? And if you say it, that's it. Are you ready?
I'm ready, yes.
Stepping up, Wayne, from this moment onwards means you have to allow the things that you've kept inside to come out. So the first thing you do is you write your story. I want you to write your story and I want you to send it to me. I want you to write your story tonight.
Hmm.
Okay, I want you to write your story or type it up on the computer and I want you to send it me. Take a picture of it, send it me. This is the first process. I want to get everything out from within, out of you. You're going to serve now a purpose bigger than yourself, Wayne. And your whole life, like it was hard to do it before. It's hard to do it because the why was too small. But your whole family now, Wayne, are going to be proud, and they're already proud, but they're going to be proud to share the same last name as you. And you're going to inspire so many people in this world, and your life has just got a huge purpose right now, Wayne.
Yeah.
How do you feel right now?
I don't know, I feel like
How do you feel that your whole life's about to change?
I feel amazing. I feel like a weight's been lifted.
Yeah, that first weight is is the weight that's going to get you to go on this track. So everything that I talked about tonight, what you need to do is you need to put the work in to find out the purpose of how many people you're going to impact. Who is the person that you're going to impact? To write a description of that person, because that person is millions of people, and you can help someone in the next. Put a time frame on it. On the next amount of 5 years, this is going to give you the purpose, the hunger, the drive. You're about to give the life to your children that they could only, and your partner and Amy, the life that they could only dream about. Are you ready to give them that life, Wayne?
I'm ready.
Like, we can't have you having bad days. We can't have you being down for weeks. We need you. Your family needs you. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Yeah, this is it. This is where we step up into our power and you do the work. And the first step is we got to fill our own cup up first. The work is on you first, Wayne.
Yeah.
I want you to understand how the mind works. I'm going to send you the videos and what I want you to watch. I want you to know it inside out. And what's going to happen over a period of time is you're going to create new habits and new beliefs, and you're going to start bringing in more oxytocin, which is the love chemical. You know, when you serve other people and you make help other people, you produce more oxytocin. And the cortisol, which we get a lot of it when we go through depression, the stress chemical, right? The chemical imbalance. We'll start to level it up. We'll bring more dopamine in it and doing the right things. You're now on a mission, and every single day of your life right now, you'll be in a place of being present. And everyone in your family, in your life, they're going to see your change. And you're going to start to inspire people from just your own self-discovery. You're going to start to find out who you really are, Wayne, because who you think you are isn't you. You're blaming yourself because you think the person who you are is you. It's not you. A past behavior is not who you are. You're a blank canvas. In this moment right now, I'm going to give you the tools to fish, but you're going to go out there and make it happen. Make sense?
Yeah, it does. Yeah,
Are you with Amy now?
yeah,
I want you to hold both of her hands. I want you to look her in the eyes. Amy, I want you to look Wayne in the eyes as well. I want you to give Wayne so much unconditional love. Wayne, I want you to give Amy so much unconditional love. I want you to look each other in the eyes and truly connect from your heart, because you're going to need to do this together, and your children are going to flourish. I want you to pass all the love, because when you're depressed, you need as much love as you want, as you can get. Accept, Wayne, I want you to open up. Stop blaming yourself and accept the love. Accept Amy's love. Feel the love run around your body. Feel that love inside of you. Feel the love that Amy's passing through her heart to your heart. Feel the connection. Feel alive for the first time in years. And now I want you to hug. Hug as if it's your last hug. Feel each other's heartbeat. That's connection. And you're going to have that connection all the way through your journey right now. And whenever you feel like giving up, or you need to tap back into your why, you connect back with you. This is inside of you now. Your life is no longer about you. It's bigger than you. And you've got a bigger purpose to fill. Wayne,
yeah,
this is where it starts. There are people that are listening to this right now. They didn't put their hand up. You didn't put your hand up, but you went through the process. I want you to speak from your heart to the people that are listening to this right now. Get them to that place where they're going to change their life. Just speak from your heart. Don't think about what you need to say. Talk from your heart, because you love and you care.
I don't know
Wayne,
what to say.
Wayne, your head doesn't know what to say. Your heart does. This is the first step in you serving other people. Talk from your heart and speak to them. They're in a place right now where they are in a place of pain and suffering. You know how it feels to be there. Speak from your heart and just talk to them. This is not about you, this is about them. And you're going to see the power come from within, pour out. I want you to see the power that you have within you, Wayne. When you say the first word, it all comes out. Just come out. What would you say to them? People that are suffering right now.
I would tell them that the worst thing they can do is suffer in silence. That they need to find someone that they can connect to, that they can open up to. Because when you block all up, and no matter how much you say that you're not thinking about it, it will always be there, it'll always drag you back down. You need to. It took me a long time to come to this, to realise that I'm not alone, that there's a lot of people in the world that love everybody. You just need to find the courage to speak up, to tell somebody, because you don't want to.
Wayne, do you know how hard it is to do this right now?
Yeah.
And the fact that you're doing it right now, that's the power that you're about to unlock. Because what you just said, I know for a fact, will stay in the minds to the people that are listening right now, and it will get them thinking, and it will spark something. I know for a fact of what you just said. How does that make you feel that you just impacted someone's life right now, Wayne?
It, it feels good. It feels like my thoughts were so heavy before.
Mm-hmm.
It feels it's lighter. I don't know if that makes sense, but
No, it doesn't. We don't care if it makes sense. It doesn't make sense to me, though. It feels lighter. It feels lighter because you're realizing that shit, there was a purpose. There was a purpose of why and why I've gone through everything. You see, Wayne, I don't feel sorry for you. I don't feel sorry for your past. I feel blessed to know you because you're about to help so many people. I don't feel sorry for you. You're not a victim. You're about to change millions of people's lives. You're about to give your children the best life possible. Everyone in your family are going to notice a difference in you. I'm privileged to know you. You're going to take off the mask and speak your truth. You're going to show up for the first time in your life. You're gifted. So Wayne, right now, okay, this is what I love about it right now, okay? We're going to change the state because we can't always be depressed. We need to get ourselves out of this depression, right? So can you sing?
no, no.
No. Wayne, listen. Okay, look, Wayne. I can't do that. Yes, you can do that. Listen to me, right?
I can
Okay.
sing, I just can't sing well.
So what, Wayne? If we can make people laugh, we've done our job. Okay, you ready? Okay, we're gonna sing "I'm a Barbie Girl." Love that song. When I was a kid, I used to sing it all the time. I used to sing it all the time, Wayne. Absolutely loved it. Are you ready for it?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm a Barbie girl.
In the Barbie world,
Life is plastic.
it's fantastic.
You
You
can
can
brush my hair and dress
dress
me imagination.
life is your creation.
Come on,
Come on,
Barbie girl.
Barbie.
You're depressed, my ass. Okay. So listen, Wayne, what I just showed you there right now, okay, this is it. This is you right now. I just wanted to, you were supposed to be picked tonight. You inspired people. This is your person in your life forever. And I can't wait to see your journey. I'm going to follow your journey. I'm going to send you videos and we're going to change your life. And then people are going to be able to see your growth and change. And then people are going to look at you and say, wow, I remember hearing Wayne on his first webinar, or I remember where Wayne was. Look at him now. And then you're going to inspire people. And Wayne, trust me, when you get to that place where you're inspiring thousands of people, you go to sleep. You sleep like a baby. And you feel good inside. You feel rich. Wayne,
Yeah.
I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for coming on tonight and serving. And I hope it felt amazing. And welcome to your new life.
Thank you.
And just
Oh,
remember, yeah, and remember, it's not about letting me down. This is you. And this is not this is not abracadabra and it's all solved. It's still going to be a part of your life. But all I know now is you're going to go against the grain. You're going to go against the grain because it's no longer about you, Wayne. You're going to look your children in the eyes. You're going to look Amy in the eyes. You're going to look other people in the eyes and know that people out there need your help. This is no longer about you, but you need to become the best person that you can be to help other people. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does, definitely.
It's not a sprint, it's a journey, but you have to be consistent. And you will be consistent because I can feel the purpose inside of you right now. I can feel the hunger, the drive.
Yeah.
This is the fight of your life.
Yeah. I can't
Yeah?
wait. I look forward to the journey. I just want to do this
It's going to
for
happen.
Amy, kids. I want to see how many people I can actually help with my story.
Let's do it.
Yeah, definitely.
Thank you so much for coming on tonight, Wayne.
Thank you.
Thank you. And there we go, guys. Transformation, love, connection. I know for a fact lives have changed tonight. This is why I did this webinar. And the people that were watching, the people that didn't watch, it was supposed to happen just the way that it was. And I want to share this song with you by Jessie J, guys. I'm going to finish on this song. And I want to love you guys and leave you. If you've got any messages, to message me. And what I'm thinking about doing as well is creating a group of people that are ready to change their life and to serve the world. If you would like to be in that group, just message me, contact me, and then we'll create a group where we can get this. But you have to be in a place where you're ready to change the rest of your life and you're ready to go all in. And I want this to really inspire you, this song from Jessie J.
Brushing my hair, do I look perfect? I forgot what to do to fit the mold, yes. The more I try, the less it's working, yeah. 'Cause everything inside me screams, no, 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 no. Yeah. So lose the odds. And the Lord of the skies. To think is deceiving, dreaming is believing. It's okay not to be okay. Sometimes it's hard to follow your voice. But tears, to be losing. Everybody's bruising. There's nothing wrong with who you are. Yes, those egos, fake shows like wow. Just go and leave me alone. Friends, friends, good love, good night. With a smile, that's
And that song right there tells me, and that song right there tells me it's not about molding into the masses and being like everybody else. It's about being yourself, and you are a gift. There's something inside of you that's ready to serve masses. This is why you have to experience anything you experience to help the people that can't help themselves. You are a leader. And some of you are just waking up right now to that realization that you have something big within you. And this is no longer about you, and you're a vessel. You're going to do what the world's work. You're not just going to help change your family's life. You're going to change people's lives. They're going to come to you and say thank you. And that feeling will live with you for the rest of your life. And it reminds you every single day that you've got a big purpose. And you'll fall madly in love with yourself. and you'll start living the life that you deserve on your terms. And I speak from my heart when I say this. You are complete. You have what it takes. You were born different for a reason. And all my love went into this tonight. I love you. I believe in you. Let's change the world.